Hey Trudeau, if this is for real, huh? Did you hear what I want? The only reason I wanted to vote you in, is because I thought maybe with the Liberals we'd have a faster chance of settling my matter. I sued the capital for $250 million. Are you ready to go head to head with me? Huh? I don't want to fight. I don't want to spend my time in court. I don't want to spend my time running around and trying to get all these fucking matters settled. Alright? If you want my vote, okay? There's 7 things you'll have to do for me. 1 is settle the matter. That's a $250 million matter. Alright? The easiest way to settle that is by counter-offering me $1 million and showing me the money. Not paying off people for me. I have no debts. You understand? That's number 1. That's the only way. Okay? 2, you gotta keep the promise Harper made for me. Have more police officers around me to keep me safe. You can never, ever, ever have me arrested until I commit a crime. That's a promise Harper made, and it's a promise he kept. The Ottawa police are no longer allowed to arrest me for no reason. Remember, I spent 12 years inside for committing no crime. You also have to accept that my biography is real, 100% real. Alright? So yeah, I bark. That might scare you guys a little, but I've never lifted my arms and I never punched out anybody in my entire life. Alright? I have never been a violent man. I can bark like a fucking mad dog though. Oh yeah, better than you can. Fact of life. 4. That's what we're at 3, 4. 4? I don't have to get married again. Do you understand that? I play around. I'm a big time player. Okay? The ladies, they know it now and I'm trying to make them more aware about it. Okay? I've been married 6 times and all 6 times I got screwed. And these women took off with my money. These women took off with my children, my houses, my cars, my dogs, my cats. Alright? So there's no way in hell I'm going to do the love thing anymore. Okay? Impossible for me. Completely impossible. I'm no rapist. That's 5. Okay? I'm no rapist. Alright? But you should have the guts and the power to arrest those who did me wrong. Starting by the homosexual. Because in this city, it's a capital, So everything that happens, matters. It's pretty difficult for me to go around. I don't go to clubs because the guys still want a cockfight. Okay? I hate cockfights. I hate everything that involves fighting. Do you understand? And I don't have to fight for women. Bullshit. Alright? If women want to play with me, they're entitled to play with me. I'm not sick. I'm not mentally ill. My blood is completely clean. I don't do drugs and I don't even drink. So my words, mean something to the people. If you want to fall in love, get married, to have sex, go right ahead. Alright? That's the proper way of doing it. We should all give that 1 or 2 chances, you know what I'm saying? But after they steal and rob you and take everything from you, the game changes a little. 6, you're no longer allowed to use me as your prodigy. You're no longer allowed to use me to raise awareness. And 7, you take these guys who've got a set around me every time I moved somewhere. Do you understand? Can you stop those people from harassing me? If I go out to the public and I start telling girls, hey ladies, I see beautiful, I see you want to go home and have sex, I'll be direct like that. That's who I am. Direct like that. All I want to do is do that playing. The playing most people do when they're in teenagers. You all do it as teenagers. I never did it as teenagers. I've never broken the law, and I never will break the law. At all. But if you want to go head to head, I could be your match. And if you think this is fun, you're totally kidding yourself. I'm the one who actually, I don't know if you remember her, but her name's Michelle. I remember her. It's been that long since I held a woman. Fact of life. Okay, these tree branches are not for me. You do have the power, and you do have the strength, and you do have what it takes to win this country over. And that's a fact of life. I want you to win. But you're not getting my vote unless you can promise to me that these matters will be settled. The Conservatives did a good thing. They lied at first, to get into power. They did me wrong back in the 80s. But there's still a chance that they settle before they're out. 2, police are no longer allowed to arrest me. And that's above and beyond, and it's about time. Do you understand? So until then, I'm sticking with Harper. But you make those promises to me, and not the ghost way where you'll send me a message through a message through a message through a friend to a friend to a friend. Make it real. Make it real the way I'm making it real right now for all of you. What I said to OB yesterday, I meant. Legalize homosexuality, and wow, you're screwing the entire island. You want my vote? Make it real. All you have to do to find out what I'm talking about, is type in Stephane Poulin on YouTube. And you've got the entire list of musical performances, the entire list of movies coming up in theaters in the next few years, the entire list of conversations I've had with you politicians. Fact of life. And yesterday I sent a message to Obama. I don't have time for politics. If I did, I'd win. Fact of life. Do you understand? I love the fact that we are a free country. I love the fact that this country should be red. But I also want my privacy. How are you gonna make that fun? I don't want that title. I don't want to run this country. I'm not Hitler. For God's sakes, I've been running from Hitler types my whole life. This country promised me and told me, no, the Hitler war is over. Look in my eyes, and do you have the guts to tell me that for real? Because if it was over, why? Why every time I'm with a blue-eyed, green-eyed woman, do all these men make it impossible for us to find each other or communicate again? That Hitler war's not over. And I can prove to you it's not over. The people here in Ottawa have been trying to kill me for the last 7 years. They want me to go, they want me to go. Hey, 3 ways. 1, the city has to offer me a counter-offer if they can't afford the entire $250 million. And you know damn well it can't be under 7 digits. I have to survive for life. 2, the people can talk to those who owe me and eventually have them come and see me and settle this matter. Or 3, stop tapping my shit and let me promote my stuff. If you let me promote my stuff the way I want to promote it, I'll make the $1 million myself. I don't belong to anybody. I don't have many guy friends. I have homophobia. Shouldn't have raped me. You understand? I will stand for women and children all over the planet. I will protect them till I die. I was born the year of the dragon. That's never going to change. Now, I don't watch television. I don't have cable. Right? Because it's bad for the mind. Music is way better. I do stand behind you. And I do know you have the power to win this country over. But like I said, you want my 2 million votes? Then face to face, let me know that you'll settle right away. Because waiting 7 years for a settlement law is disgusting to me. Especially when all the evidence was put on the table right from the beginning. Otherwise, I think the Conservatives might win another term. because they're keeping me safe and out of prison right now. This will air on YouTube. It's the only way for me. You have to remember that in that song, huh? Here in Canada, we stand for D. I run from her. Do you understand that? Just like my exes, I run from them. My name is Stephane Poulin. You might know me as Angel Heart. Might know me as Stephen King. Might know me as Stephen X. Might know me as Pooster123. Might know me as Crazy Dada Papa. But rest assured, I know you know me. I kind of know that my reasons for voting people in right now are a little selfish. But rest assured that if you settle with me, then you're bringing hope back to your people. And that's a fact of life. I do have millions of fans. Unfortunately, they're not showing up on my YouTube because other people are stealing. Other people have tapped into my computers. So they're showing up on other people's YouTubes. But the fans are still there nonetheless. I sold 250,000 copies of my Angel Heart album myself. Fact of life. Because as for the country, there aren't too many things on the table. Not too many things else to settle. The oil is gone. Fact of life. We can no longer bring down our own gas prices because of that China deal. Had it been smart about it, we would have brought our gas prices down. Would have kept some for ourselves. Otherwise, there are no numbers on the table. And I ain't gonna battle you head to head. I'll talk to you, let you know what you should do. But I'm staying in front of the camera. I'm staying the way I've been handling this the last few months. Want my vote? Settle my matter. By settling my matter, I'm telling you, you're changing the world. By holding on to it, you're just showing them how much control you all have. Well, who are the controlling freaks after you spent, I spent 2 years in court. And these judges, huh? Oh, you're too controlling. They figure it out for themselves. The only people higher than me in Canada are the judges. And that goes for the same for every country on the planet. Even if you do become Prime Minister, you become Prime Minister as my equal. As my friend. As somebody who's got a little power in a different place to do something good with it. I don't want to see my country divided and split up in pieces the way we dismantled Russia. There is no regime here in Canada. And the terrorists, they don't belong on our island. Now, if you guys are afraid of me, that's your own fault. And I'll tell you why it's your own fault in the next segment. 1, you all thought I was guilty of something. You looked at me as a criminal, not a performer. That's a fact. I noticed it myself. 2, I yell a lot. Well, I'm like Jesus, except you're not going to hang me on a cross. 3, my biography's real. 99.9% of people that live a third or a quarter of what I've survived want to avenge the world. That's kind of spooky shit. But it's far from being me. And if you can't believe me, and look in my eyes, and you can't trust me, then you don't even trust your own God. 4, I'm far from being a bastard child. I had 1,000 daddies. And believe you me, they struck when they thought I was doing wrong. I was raised the same way people were raised in the 40s. With the stick on the ass. Five, I was army trained. 6, you know how smart I became. Being this smart scares a lot of people. Seven, I can switch. From being that angry to who cares about it? Hey, baby! Cupcakes, come and play. And then go right back at it. Whoa, that's freaky, huh? To you people, that's schizophrenia. To me, it's mastering the art of performing. It's mastering Psychology 101. My knowledge is there because I studied damn hard. My knowledge is there because people took the chance and people believed in me. My knowledge is there because I care. You all told me how afraid you were, how this, how much that, how much this. Well, I fucking went and I studied. And I researched myself. As I discovered the marijuana thing to cure arthritis pain. To cure MS. To cure my spinal bobo. You all thought I was a mental sickness. It was fucked in the head. It's far from being in the head, look. It's in the spine. Seven, if you look at the CAS, the Children's Aid Society of Ottawa, those papers. When I was in prison and I read those papers, I was scared myself. But my memory's intact. And I've just finished proving that those were not real facts. You scared yourselves because of my stories. I was entertaining you people. I don't have a mean bone in my body. And that's a fact of life. If you settle, you got my vote. I'll wait for your answer. Here's another thing. Up here in Ottawa, it's the Hill. We all have freedom of speech. We all have rights. I have the right to communicate to you this way. I even have the right to bark at you if I don't like what you're doing. That's a fact. I never wanted to be a cop, nor will I ever want to be a cop. That's not the way I protected my families. Now I've just disowned my family. I'll show you how strong I am, emotionally. They can't change, they don't want to change. Well, if they don't want to change, they can't even have a friend in me. Another fact of life. Last but not least, the RCMP is the police that has power over me. Not city polices. Remember that. And even though in Canada the rules used to be a little different, I must be guilty of a crime before you accuse me of it. Otherwise, how do we settle? Not with sticks and stones and guns. Never have, never will. I'll settle with a lawsuit. Malpractice and defamation of character. Every time you accuse me of a crime I did not commit is malpractice and defamation of character. And somewhat falls into the torture category too. A lot is involved when you want to run a country. I'm not your rebel. I'm your half and half. Making it green. Fact of life. Here's another thing that's really important. My comments on not having to get married to have sex again. And this'll air. All in the same footage. In my eyes, a child is a child till they're 25. In my eyes, 18 is too young. In my eyes, as a daddy, I protect them till they're 21. I can't play under that. I don't play in the 18 to 21 category. My true love tells the world she's 23. Alright? Me and her will probably never be together. Alright? We're on top of the world. We're the two best artists rock and roll right now. Do you understand that? So until she knows what she wants and she makes the decision to come with me, you know darn well I'm going to keep playing. I don't pay for sex. That's against the law. Remember that. And technically speaking, telling me that I'm sick in the head is defamation of character and malpractice and harassment. So every time your Ottawa police jumps in and likes to play in my show just to see what I'll say next, or just to see how I'm going to manage this whole thing, should be another lawsuit and a charge on them. They owe me $250 million. Just like the city. Fact of life. Now it's up to them to pay too. Fact of life. With Harper in power, with the Conservatives in power, it was very, very, very difficult for me to reach out to the public. It was very difficult for me to be able to show them the facts and show them what was happening to me here in Ottawa. A lot of people thought I had dropped off the face of the earth. Do you understand? The reason why we want Red in power is so we can speak freely about this. Because if we do, we'll be avoiding the chance that it happens to somebody else in the future. Fact of life. Just because a child doesn't have a daddy doesn't give the right to the police to handle it the way they want. Look, they just lost a little girl that hung herself in a cell. Fact of life, look. She took her life and these cops knew nothing how to handle it. They let it, they watched it happen with their own eyes. Who's sick in the head? Okay? You want my vote? You answer to this. Don't step down. Don't be a coward. Be a fun battle to watch you win over the Conservatives. It'd be awesome. At least the country would be going in the right direction. But you're not going to win if you can't settle these matters. Conservatives seem to think that they can. But they like to push it and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait just to see what I'll do next. Because I'm the most creative person in this country. I generate millions and millions of dollars. And I attract high rollers. Capital loves that. Those are facts for you to hear. See what you got. And if you're as smart as you led us to believe you are, by settling with just $1 million, because you know I'll agree to $1 million, that's all it's going to cost me to live forever. Understand? The extra money you're saving is extra money you can put to good use. By helping those families. By helping those children. By putting in new teachers in school. For that bill, 150 or whatever the number is on that bill. Instead of forcing your teachers to do more, add 2 extracurricular. Then you're adding jobs. Look how smart you can become with me on your side. Our country is supposed to show competency, not become the land of the misfits. Want to make sure you also know that it's the last liberals in power that brought our dollar up to the American dollar level. Even surpassed it. Every time the conservatives come in power, our dollar drops a little. A million reasons why red is better than blue. It's a free world. We all have rights to speak. And we all have rights to say what we have to say in order to get things done. Another reason why I want to back you up on winning, is because the only person that could probably take your spot would be Garno. 50% of our children want to go up in space. And we've been wanting that for as long as we can remember also. And now we also know that we're approaching the sun. So eventually, we're going to stunt our own growth on planet Earth. We would not be only saving mankind in Canada, we'd be saving mankind globally. We'd be able to talk about the wars that are going on the other side, happening on the overseas, and use all that wasted money they're killing each other with, to send them up and go explore for us. Another fact of life. Garno could put that program together. So instead of battling each other all the way through, I'm in for you trying to make it fun. That's how we'll get our children to vote as well. Otherwise, they're scared about it. Our people get scared every time OB wants to legalize homosexuality. Fact of life. Let's show the world you are competent. And I'll back you up. But we have to settle. Fact of life. And one last thing. You gotta remember that I belong to a union. A performing union. I perform. I've been performing for the last 34 years up on stage. I got fans coast to coast and globally. Fact of life. My face is going on the big screen. Way better than politics. Remember that. Here's another thought for knowledge. Don't always need an opposition. United we stand, divided we crumble. Fact of life. Stephane Poulin, le vrai de vrai. Here's one more thing you have to keep away from me. Those doctors. Okay? They had enough chances to study me throughout these last few years. There's no mental illness with the head. At all. Fact of life. Because these things are very, very, very important for our country to look competent. Another fact of life. If there's no mental illness, why would you be going around, and allowing your people to say, well, you're sick in the head, that's all? No, he's not sick in the head, that's not all. You gotta be able to look him back in the eye and say, hey, who are you? And where are your credentials? Another fact. You stuck enough needles into me to calm me down and see over the last 20 years, they're never gonna get another chance to do that. That's called defamation of character, malpractice. And to me, torture. I am the one Canadian who hasn't sinned. I am the one Canadian who's never committed a crime aside from 2076, in which I paid very dearly. I am the one Canadian who's got more self-control and more knowledge than anybody else. And that is what makes it feel intimidating on your side. Some people feel intimidated when they see guys with guns, right? Guns don't scare me. The idiot that holds the gun does. Thought for knowledge. So like they say, in your real world, can't give it a sermon like that without finishing off with a joke. So here it is. It's true though, especially now that we're finished playing with the harp.